Tomorrow will be easy. After that, it gets a little bit more complex, but it's not still super hard. Okay, should you tell me that right when I'm about to start teaching? No. Okay. So translation is a slide. All right, slide of an image, left, right, up, or down. The image stays congruent, so it's not going to get bigger. Now, what word does tell me if an image gets bigger? Dilate. All right, but we're not doing that today. All we're doing is learning how to translate. Dilate, like a dilation. Okay. Huh? A dilation? Yes, because remember, if you multiply or dilate something by 1/2, it gets smaller. Okay, but today all we're doing is learning how to move or translate an image. Now, something I want you to think of, I think we'll write it after the first example because I don't want to confuse you just yet. Okay, so it says graph triangle XYZ with the vertices -4, 4, -3, -1, 2, -2. Graph the image of the triangle after each translation. All right, so what do you think we do first? Graph them. So -4, -4. So I go over to 4, down 4, and you need to label. So that's X. All right, then 3, -3. So 1, 2, 3, and then -1. What point is that? Y. All right, my last one is 2, -2, and that is point Z. Where did I get them? Right here.
I thought if it was a negative, you go to the left.
I did. This is the left.
It's a triangle.
Yes, it's a triangle. It says triangle. It says graph triangle XYZ. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. So it says graph the image of the triangle after each translation. Well, right here, it tells us 3 units right and 4 units up. Okay. Well, think about it. If I go right on the number line, are my numbers getting bigger? Okay. If I go 4 units up, are my numbers getting bigger? Okay. So all I do is take each point and I go 3 units right. So I go 1, 2, 3. How many up? 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's point Y. But we're going to label it with a little apostrophe. Do y'all remember what that means?
How would we know it was Y?
Because that's where I started, was the Y. Can I show you again? Okay, so here's my Y, right? So it says 3 units right. So I go over 1, 2, 3, and then it says 4 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, it's that Y prime is what that apostrophe means. Remember, when we learned about dilation, our first image was the normal letters, and then after we dilated, we had that apostrophe for prime. All right? So since I did Y, what are my coordinates for Y now?
0, 3.
Okay, so my X, it did not go left or right, so it is 0, and it is at the 3. Okay, so X, I go up 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, no, yep, I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3 units right. 1, 2, 3. How many units up? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got -1.
Okay, I heard 0, -1, and then I heard -1, 0.
0, -1.
Okay, because remember, my X is first. I'm on the X-axis at 1, okay, or -1, and then I did not go up or down, so it's 0. And that is that's my X prime. I just did. I just started there. It doesn't matter. That's the apostrophe for prime.
It's going to be 5 too, I think.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, so Z, we go 3 units right. 1, 2, 3. 4 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is Z prime. And it is 5, 2.
Wait, wouldn't the next one be marked the same exact way?
No.
Is there any way
Yeah,
we can just
it would be.
multiply it?
So just be patient, Liam. Okay. Now, right here, it says the rule, and this is what you'll see more of. And on that benchmark, y'all saw these, and you're like, I had no idea what it meant, yada, yada, yada. I'm about to tell you what it meant, okay? So what happened to X every single time? Okay, well, so my original point, so X was 4, now it's -1. How do you get from -4 to a -1?
Plus 3.
Plus 3. So I added 3 to X every time, right? Okay, so this is, I did X plus 3. All right, and then my Y, I'm at -4, and now I'm at 0. So how do we get from -4 to 0? That's it. Now, here's another trick, and this is what I was going to have you write. Every time you see right, the words right or up, that means you add. So left and down means you
But where'd you get
subtract.
the 3 and the 4 from?
Right here.
Right there.
Oh.
Okay, so I know what words tell me if I'm adding or subtracting. What words tell me which one is my X and which one is my Y? What directions do I go on the X axis?
Still have to write 2 triangles.
Okay, so left and right. Okay, if I see the words left and right, that is telling me that that's what's happening to the X. So if I see up and down, that's telling me what's happening to the Y. So right here it says 3 units right. Okay, right, that means X, and right means add. So I added 3 to X. Okay,
Question.
yes.
So on our answers, like number 2, do we still have to write 2 triangles?
Yes, because
So
in the,
what's the
listen. In the instructions, it says to graph. So we have to graph. Okay, but if you look right here, are there graphs? No. Now, these are not necessarily harder, but they slow us down in terms of it's going to take a little bit more time. Where these, where we don't have to graph, are super simple. Okay? Yes, Kaden.
What if there's right and down?
Well, then you're adding to the X and subtracting from the Y. Okay. So I still am plotting the exact same triangle. Okay? So I'm going to pull out those again. So I have -4, -4. So -4, -4. That's my X. All right. -3, -1. That's my Y. And then 2, -2. Okay. Same triangle, right? It should be because I got it from the same place. Except now it's telling us 2 units to the left. All right, so if I see left, I know that I'm subtracting on the X.
-6, -7, -5, -0.
Okay. So my X, I'm going down, or I'm going left 2. So I'm going over 1, 2, and 3 units down. 1, 2, 3. X prime. All right, what are my coordinates for X? That's X. I started at X. Okay, so now I go to Y. Y is going 2 units left, so 1, 2. How many down? 3. It's kind of going to overlap where I wrote my X. And then Z, 2 units left, 1, 2. 3 units down, 1, 2, 3.
Would that be a 0 on X right there?
I think I did something wrong. This should be right here. No, right here. Aha. I need to use 2 different colors for this. All right. So 2 units to the left, and then 3 units down. So down is my Y and subtracting. So I'm minusing my Y. It's the exact same size. That's why it says with translations, they stay the same size. They stay congruent. There will be a time that you have to dilate and translate.
Do we have to do the roll thing at the bottom?
Okay, so what are my new coordinates? So let's try it without even looking at the picture. If I'm going 2 units left, so that's my x, I'm taking 2 away from my x. Well, what's negative 4 minus 2? Negative 6. All right. So then 3 units down, I'm taking 3 from my y. Well, what's negative 4 minus 3? Negative 7.
-5,
Negative 5, negative 4,
0, -5.
0, negative 5.
The rule is whatever that little mark is, x minus 2, comma, y minus 3.
You have to put
X.
that on.
Minus 2, what? The rule? If it asks for it, yes. And more times than not, that's what you're going to be doing, is this,
Not the
not the graphing.
Miss Ross,
Yes.
if it is not saying x is going left or right, we just put x or x plus 0.
Just x, because nothing happens to it.
calculator for this one.
Yeah. Especially if you're not good at negatives, like subtracting a negative from a negative, because that's still something a lot of people struggle with. Can your calculator do it for you? Absolutely. Okay, so right here, quadrilateral ABCD has vertices. All right, it gives me all my points. Now, I don't have to graph it, right? I have to write a rule to translate the image. So I'm writing this. So there's 1, write a rule, and then 2, find the vertices of quadrilateral A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Okay? Now, here are my vertices. It says translate the image 4 units right. So right is adding, and right is x. So what am I doing to x? Adding what? 4. So I would just put x plus 4. All right, and then it says 2 units down. Y minus 2. Good. What if it said 2 units up?
Y plus 2.
Y plus 2. Your points.
Is that it? Is that all we put?
Okay, that's the rule. But now it wants me to find the vertices. So all I do is apply this to every single coordinate. So I have 0, 0. Well, if I add 4, so A prime, so it's 4, negative 2. So B prime, all right, if I add 4 to 2, gives me 6. If I subtract 2 from 0, negative 2. Because don't you agree these are x and y? The first number in a coordinate is x, the second number is y. So I'm applying the rule to it. So C prime. All right, so C, my x is 3. So if I'm adding 4 to 3, my new one would be 7. All right, my 4 is my y. Well, I have to do y minus 2. Well, what's 4 minus 2? 2. Okay. D prime. All right, my x is 0. So if I add 4 to 0, I get 4. And my y is 4. So if I subtract 2, I get 2. Okay. Triangle JKL has vertices, yada, yada, yada. Write a rule that translates the image 6 units down. What do you notice about my rule? There's only y. Okay, so 6 units down. That means my rule, it's kind of what Jace was doing just a minute ago. All right, do I do anything to x? No, so I would just write x. Nothing is happening to my x. But what is happening to my y? Minus 6. So if you ever see the rule and you just see x, that means that x stayed exactly where it was. So in all of my new vertices, all right, my j prime, my k prime, and my l prime, are my x's going to change at all? No. All right, so the x stays the same. All right, so if you're bad at negatives and I have negative 3 minus 6, plug it into your calculator. What's negative 3 minus 6? Negative 9. All right, so then I have 5 minus 6. Negative 1. So 2, negative 1. All right, so I have negative 3 stays the same. And then 1 minus 6. Negative 5. Bless you.
Thank you.
So not too terrible. Still trying to decide if we love it or hate it. I can't tell. Okay. All right, a computer image is being translated to create the illusion of movement. Use an algebraic representation. Guys, anytime you see that, what y'all remember what that means?
Calculator.
No, write it out. Okay. To explain the effect of the translation from point A to B. So what we're going to do, writing it out, we're going to write the rule. Okay, so I have A and B. Do y'all agree that is the exact same point? Right?
Yes.
Yes. It's the same point on the foot of the tiger. Or leopard, or whatever that's not a tiger. It's a leopard. All right. So what point is A at? They're just labeled different, but it is the same point. 3, 3. Okay. What is it right here? 2, 1. What do you mean, how is it the same? It's
Wait,
right
no,
at
it's
the
not.
point.
1 minus 2.
It's 1, 2.
No, it's not. We always start at our x. My x is 2.
Oh, okay.
My y is 1. Okay. So my x was 3. Now it's 2. So what happened?
It went down 1.
So x minus 1. Put my parentheses in the right place. All right, and it went from 3 to 1, so that means my y is subtracting.
What's the difference between reflection and translation?
We will
It
learn
went
about
back
that
down to-
tomorrow.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. Still not going to say it because it's going to get. I'm not doing it yet. All right,
Is that it?
that's it.
Oh, that's
All right, the back is how it's been tested on STAR, so it looks very similar to what y'all saw on y'all's benchmarks.
Especially 7.
Okay. Okay. Example 5. Quadrilateral PQRS was translated 5 units right. All right. Right means what?
A plus. No.
Okay.
Yes, plus.
Right is plus, and it's x. So it's plus 5. Okay. Why does it have to be g? That is the only one that's doing x plus 5. Okay, just to check it, 3 units up is y, and up is also adding.
It's gonna be like our notes.
And then J is X.
Okay, the coordinate grid shows the pentagon. The pentagon is translated 1 unit to the left. Okay, 1 unit to the left. What does that mean?
Minus.
Okay, it's minusing. So x minus 1. And 10 units down. So down is what? Y minus 10. So which one matches that? F. I mean, that's subject to opinion, right? But yes. Yeah, try that one on your own real quick. Don't say it alone. Man, y'all are so bad at listening sometimes. I said, don't say it out loud. So could you pick one point to look at? Just one. Okay, so right now A is at 2, -1. All right, A over here. Ooh, that was the prime. So A prime. So the original A. All right, is at 2, 6. Right away, what do you notice?
It's not moving to the right at all.
Okay, does anything happen to the X?
No.
No. So that means you could eliminate which ones?
J and G. No, J and H.
J and H. Okay. So this one, I have -y and -7. Well, how do I get from 6 to -1? -7. It's up to you. Okay. All right. Any questions?